Now, before the movie even began, I showed a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I showed a trailer. And this is another thing that Derek asked about. He said, also, Fate of the Furious trailer. Holy mess. It was amazing. Have you watched it?
Yes, I have.
Have you watched it?
We watched it together.
We watched it together. That's right.
La Familia.
Yeah.
My butt. Jerk. Don't even remember our special moments.
Well, I'm like Dom then.
Yeah, turn it on everybody.
So
Yeah.
if you haven't watched the trailer, it
Jackwagon.
starts off with a heist. You know, it starts off with the whole family doing a heist like normal. It's weird to see The Rock like being a part of a heist and everything, like legitimately being part of a heist. And then you see the moment where Dom turns, and that's not giving anything away because that's the whole trailer.
Yeah.
But Dom turning on the family. And for Dom to do that, there has to be something going on. And I'm going to go like a theory here. It has to do with something with his sister.
And the baby.
And the baby. Because you don't
That's
see,
what I was thinking.
other than that picture with them in there. I totally blanked on his name. Paul
Walker.
Paul Walker.
There we go. Not Chris Paul, the point guard for the Clippers. Paul Walker, and that's the only time you see them. So I think Charlize Theron has his sister and that baby for him to do that, because he wouldn't do that for any kind of financial gain or anything like that, because that's the people that he's family with.
And
Blood
plus,
is thicker than money.
And plus, they have a lot of money from the last movie where they stole all the...
And of course, they were stealing something at the very beginning.
Yeah.
It looks great. It looks like the action is going to be high.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I liked when it showed The Rock, and I'm not a big fan of Mr. Statham, yeah. But seeing after the hate that they had in that one movie and them having to come together to work on this one, I think that's going to be a really, not funny because Statham doesn't have a funny bone, I don't think. But the Rock and him playing off of each other is going to be funny.
I'm going to beat you like a Cherokee drum. That's my favorite line in the trailer.
No, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be really good. I'm really a fan of how they've kind of reinvented that whole series. You know, because in the beginning it was about street racing.
Yeah.
This year was the 15-year anniversary of the first movie.
Wow.
By the way, I was a sophomore in high school when that came out.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember going to watch the second one in Atmore.
Ew.
Oh, I remember that theater.
Yeah, like it was just something random.
Yeah.
Went and watched it over there, but it has changed a lot. And Amy was like, "Why are they making another one?" I was like, "They're making 3 more." I was like, and I'm thanking God for these.
There's going to be 10 Fast and Furious movies when
And
it's all said and done.
I'm hopefully going to have them all on Blu-ray. I have quite a few of them already.
Yeah.
So
The Furious box set.
I need to get it. I've just bought them separately because they were on sale.
Yeah.
Now, the title, because me and Robbie talked about the title before we saw the trailer, because the trailer was not out when we talked about it on the podcast last week. So it makes sense. The title makes way more sense, Fate of the Furious, because they're the Fast and Furious group. So that's the
And you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know the fate of them, what's going to happen with Diesel turning on everybody.
It's Dom.
Vin Diesel.
No, that is Dominic Toretto. It's not Vin
The
Diesel.
pacifier.
That's a totally different.
La Familia.
Dominic Toretto.
Hashtag Dominic. Yeah.
So I was excited for that. And then there was another trailer, and I know this is not on the list or anything. Trailer for the new Transformers movie. Like when it started, it's Michael Bay. And I was just like, why?
Done.
I was like,
Do y'all care anything about this?
no,
I
I don't care anything
I have
about
zero
it.
interest in seeing it.
I liked the first and second one.
Yeah, those were good.
And it just
Third one was absolutely
Garbage.
atrocious.
and it just got worse and worse. I was like, when I saw that they were bringing Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch,
It's a Transformer.
and I
Oh,
was
it's
like,
Transformers.
I was like, is there a chance that they could? I was like, nah. And then I watched it. And I was like, nah, definitely not. It was bad.
Yeah.
it was horrible.
It was awful, and like they had a moment where it could have been great because they had the guy that played Hannibal he's like doing this voiceover for the trailer. And it's like Optimus Prime is gone, and I'm like, okay. I was like, so this is a totally different type of thing going on, and like it shows Optimus like floating in space and everything. I'm like, okay. I'm curious what's going on here. You've peaked it just a tiny bit.
You scratched it.
And then by the end of it, Optimus is back and he's finding Bumblebee. And he's like, forgive me. And like tries to kill Bumblebee. And I'm like, you could have left that out and I would have been way more intrigued. Now I know the whole story.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Optimus goes to space. He's out of commission for a little bit. He comes back and
yeah. Because you remember in the last one, like he was a knight. Like he like left that or whatever. So the movie's called The Last Knight, and like Optimus is back, like fighting people, like his old friends. So I just please stop.
I have zero interest in it.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, I know something you guys talked about last week, but I love the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer.
I thought it sucked.
Of course you did.
It was a little lackluster, but I mean, all in all, it's a decent product.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do it.
I have power too.
There's a PlayStation commercial. It's like a king and all of that, and like it goes through like a few things, and like he's in a city, and then it shows Spider-Man, like the Spider. Oh my god, I cannot wait for that game. Like it looks absolutely gorgeous.
That will be one I absolutely get.
Yeah,
and I will take it out of the wrapper.
There you go. That's the key for Derek.
So there's really 2 movies in the Marvel universe that I'm actually excited to watch. Like that's coming up, and that's Spider-Man and of course Guardians.
Oh, Guardians is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, baby Groot.
Batista is really impressing me as an actor, especially with that trailer.
Yeah, the very end.
Yeah.
He's like, "Ha! Your darkest fears have been realized.
Do me.
Like it's great.
Yeah.
And like Amy hasn't seen it, and she saw it in theater. She's like, I'm excited for this. So like seeing that, and then it going because. It had Fast and the Furious, then it had Transformers, then it had Guardians of the Galaxy, and then it had the Pirates of the Caribbean trailer. Mm-hmm. And I think we talked about this a while ago. There's always some otherworldly villain after Jack Sparrow, and I like the guy that's playing the villain in here because he was the guy in Skyfall and did freaking amazing. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. An amazing job, but I feel it's just like another
pirate.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like milk that cow. Milk it hard. I can't say anything because Fast and Furious does it, but it's just some things need to stop so they're enjoyable. I liked the last one with Blackbeard. I thought Blackbeard was a great one. The guy that played him did a great job. I just think there's times when you need to stop.
And that, I think that more or less plays on your thoughts on the movie, because I'm sure there's people who are like, oh God, we need 3 more Pirates of the Caribbean, and dear God, can they stop with the Fast and Furious franchise? I know what you're about to say.
No, keep going. I'm curious now about something.
But like, I think it just plays on what your preference is for those movies. Yeah, like I watched the Blackbeard one, I thought it was good, but I'm not interested in it. But who's to say that someone's not on the opposite end of the spectrum and it's like, well, Fast and Furious needs to they're milking that cow. They need to stop, and then...
You could even make the argument about the Star Wars movies.
Exactly.
Because now we're going to get a Star Wars movie every year, and eventually people are going to be like, oh, stop making the Star Wars movies. But I'm going to be like, I like all of them.
Yeah.
I don't want them to stop.
But I'm just saying that it could be... It goes both ways. I'm sure there's people who are on both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
And it's green on both sides, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Green with money.
Mm-hmm. What are we trying to figure out?
I've got like 2 different websites, so I'm not completely sure on this. Let me see if I can search on this one. I don't know if I can. Maybe. Hold on. I'm looking up the overall, like, see which movie franchise.
The franchise. It's definitely
Fast
Fast and Furious. I can almost bet money on that.
Total, it looks like total franchise revenue for Fast and Furious is $4,133,000,000. Let's see, Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, it is. This is just making me curious. Is it in here? Is it Search. Yes, that's who I want your. Sorry, guys. Just,
Search our stats.
I think you got to put the name back in it.
oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's dumb. There we go. We're falling down the rabbit hole. Sometimes we
do this.
fall down the rabbit hole.
We like to see how deep it goes, and it's the same thing.
Okay, so the other one has it says averages, so it doesn't add them all together. Domestic box office is 319,802,834. Worldwide is $927,563,554. So, $3 billion.
So yeah, it is Fast and Furious.
Yep. So Fast and
They
Furious
just made $1 billion more.
Yep. So there you go.
But like I said, I'm still saying there's people on both sides.
Oh, I know.
but
I was just curious. Like, it popped in my mind, and I'm like,
you had to know that it was.
I know because there's 7. And there's only 4 of those.
Yeah.
So.
That also helps with the numbers a little bit. But
So speaking of a Disney-owned property, and we've already talked about Star Wars, Donald Glover is training to be cooler. Not cooler as in Dragon Ball Z, but cooler for his appearance as Han Solo.
Can I train to be cool?
you are cool.
You could, but
You're cool to me.
I think it would be a failure.
Probably.
I'm just being honest with you, bro.
Well, I appreciate that.
La Familia.
But anyway, Donald Glover.
Speaking to the Hollywood Reporter, says cool changes depending on perspective. This is Glover, and it also it's fun because the Han Solo movie is set before Empire Strikes Back, so he's still figuring it out a little bit, which is fun. Glover also mentioned before that he's very honored to play Lando, and he'll be starring in the movie beside Alden Ehrenreich as young Han Solo and Emilia Clarke as an unspecified role. So, the movie is set for May 25th, 2018.
I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm just not that excited about this movie, like compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I know everybody's going to compare this new guy to Harrison Ford.
I thought you were about to say Harrison Wells.
I love Dr. Wells. But anyway, I don't know what it is. Like, I can't put my finger on it, but when you mentioned the Han Solo movie to me, I'm like, yeah, I'll go see it because it's a Star Wars movie, and I'm sure once the first trailer comes out, I'll be like, okay, awesome, I'm in.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just kind of on it.
Yeah, it was kind of my feeling going into the theater for Star Wars Episode 7, to be honest. Like, I was like, okay, we're going in for a Star Wars movie, but as soon as Poe came back and was blowing up fighters, that I was crying. So, I can't wait for it. Like, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm more interested in Donald Glover and Emilia Clarke than I am this guy that I have no idea who he is.
I think Donald Glover will be great as Lando.
Yeah. I think that might be some of it is like, I don't know this cat at all.
Yeah.
I think that does have a lot to do with it. We're neither overwhelmed or underwhelmed. We're just kind of whelmed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. The people that are making these Star Wars movies now, they are Star Wars fans. You could clearly see it in Rogue One that the person that is making this is a Star Wars fan by all the homages and nods that they give to the originals. So I think we're going to get another one of those, which is 100% fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So moving on to another childhood favorite, Ducktales has revealed its cast ahead of its premiere next year. And this is from IGN. The official voice cast from Disney XDs. See, why are they putting on XD? Like, you got to have special subscription service and all this kind of stuff to get Disney
no idea.
XD.
I watch it on a lot of Disney XD shows come on. Admit me that you should. I think you're still part of it.
Shh.
It's legal.
Anyway.
Disney's XD's new DuckTales series has been revealed. Scrooge McDuck, Scrooge McDuck.
Screw my duck.
There's go listen to Edumacation. They talk about uses for a dead mallard duck.
Oh,
like
God.
sexy uses for a dead mallard duck.
Now I
No.
want this episode title to be "Screw My Duck," but I can't do it.
David Tennant will be voicing Scrooge McDuck, while Danny Pudi, I butcher names from the Community. Doesn't say who. Okay. Community, Ben Schwartz from Parks and Recreation, and Bobby Moynihan. See, I'm butchering names. Will be playing Huey, Dewey, and Louie, respectively. The reigning core cast includes Beck Bennett, SNL, as Launchpad McQuack, Kate
Masusi.
Makuchi?
Yes, there we go. As Webby Vanderquack and Talks. Why do people have weird names? Agaloo from
This is why I don't
Telltale's
read the
games.
news stories
As
anymore.
Miss Beakley. Talks. Old Talks. I love old Talks.
Now, Kate Makuchi played, she was in Scrubs. She was Ted's love interest near the
Okay.
end.
I gotcha.
So, in case you're need to remember who she is.
God, why do these names get weird?
We put our own little twist
Yeah.
on them.
In addition to the characters mentioned above, Ducktales will feature many other familiar faces from the original show, including Donald Duck, Ducksworth, Gizmo Duck, Magica, Dispel, Flint Hearth, Gold, Glomsgold, Gyro,
Gearloose.
Ma Beagle and the Beagle Boys, and Gladstone Gander.
You okay?
Hey, man. You know, some weeks are good. some weeks are bad. So then it will premiere this summer on Disney XD.
Now, floating around YouTube and Facebook is the cast singing
It's right there.
the DuckTales theme song.
Ooh.
And it's really good because all of them,
Yeah.
they're singing, they're having a good time. David Tennant's even getting in on the action, so it's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. I can't wait to watch it.
I am too. DuckTales was one of my favorite cartoons growing up, and you had me at David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck.
Like I always wanted to go swimming in a giant pool of money.
I don't think it works that way.
I think he would literally die from diving in head first into
Because it's
the.
just a bunch of metal.
Yeah. I don't think it works like it's intended to on a cartoon. That's why it's called cartoons, people. They should not be attempted at home.
Now, here's a question. I don't know. Before we go to the next topic, because we're fixing to go into games, do you feel that the Hollywood industry, games included, is playing on our nostalgia too much?
Very much so. Yes.
A little bit,
100%.
Because you see a lot of remakes, you see a lot of revivals of everything from comics to movies to games to TV shows. We're seeing so much of the stuff that we grew up on, and people are eating it up. And I'm one of those people. I know I like to see stuff, but there are some things that shouldn't be touched, So what do you think is one thing that shouldn't be touched?
The Back to the Future film series.
Yeah, very much so.
That's a good one.
Just for the name's sake, you should never reboot.
I actually know the guy that wrote the music for Reboot.
Nice.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
It's a pretty cool guy. Met him at Troy. He's friends with Mr. Ralph Ford, a band director for college. So,
Nice.
yeah, he also wrote music for one of those Summer Olympic Games.
Wow.
If I remember, I think it's Robert Buckley is his name. So there you go. Little
Fun
bit.
fact.
Little nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Canadian.
Eh?
We won't hold it against him.
The one thing that I think should never be rebooted is the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
I'm totally
Oh.
kidding because they did so many of those. I don't know.
Oh, Knuckle Puck.
The Bash Brothers. They put D2 on Netflix.
I saw
by the
that.
way. I watched a little bit of
I'm
it
about
the other
to
day.
hopefully watch it.
I don't know. There's so much that's been tampered with. I would say the Uncharted series would definitely be one just because it's such a good franchise. I would never want to see it restarted.
Yeah.
And Batman the animated series should never be touched.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to release a full, nice DVD set.
That would be nice.
I wish those were on Netflix.
Me too. Be great.
Yeah.
Fix it, DC. Or should I call AT&T and make this happen? They're like, what can we help you with your phone? Be like, I need
Batman on Netflix now.
They're like, sir, you're calling the phone company. Be like, you own them. You tell them to put Batman the animated series on Netflix so I can download it to my phone.
Which, oh dear God, has that been nice?
How does it work? Like I don't do
it.
So
you go with the internet because it takes a lot to download. You download it and
the internet. You
download it with. I'm talking about Wi-Fi.
Breaking news: you have to go on the internet to download things
with Wi-Fi. I meant to say with Wi-Fi. Of course, you need internet to download something.
That's the name of the podcast. Download with the internet.
But you have a little thing you search and it says downloadable movies, and you click on them. They have TV shows, movies, and everything.
So it's not everything.
It's not everything. Some are. A lot are. Like there's a ton of movies and TV shows that you can download. What you do? Get under Wi-Fi, download it, and if I'm at school at J, no service inside the buildings. Like you can't get anything. You just open up the Netflix app and you go to My Downloads. You start it up. No issues.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
It does, and it's worked a lot because I've watched a few Dexter episodes, not Laboratory, but the HBO
the murder show.
I've watched the Da Vinci Code.
Good movie.
Still like it.
It's a very interesting feature because I know YouTube has, started YouTube Red and everything, and that you could download music or shows from that as well, get as exclusive shows and get ad free. So, pretty interesting. I think one of the music, I know Apple Music does that as well. I don't know if Pandora or
Pandora doesn't do it.
Spotify. I don't know if either one of them does that.